I'm trying. So the market analysis. I told you what it is, but I didn't tell you how to do it.
Right.
So there's 6 different things you should address in your market analysis. One of those is you take a look at the industry and see what trends are there. So health food, is it increasing in popularity? Is it decreasing in popularity? What are the trends? Cement. Positive, negative. Pets. This could be a little bit harder for you, Hannah. I don't know. Take market. You know what I mean? I don't know what the trends are. But it's one of the deals where it's not like people don't buy tape. And so I think you are addressing a need. This particular thing could be a little bit tougher. You know, it's more like, hey, everybody has this. You know what I mean? Rather than a specific trend. But the one thing, the other thing that you can do is, who's your target market? Who are you trying to sell this to? And then how many of those people are around? So if you're trying to sell it to, if you're trying to sell cement, and you only really want to sell it to contractors, how many contractors are in Oaks?
Well, what if you have like a really wide market, but you're not sure, like,
How to
how
condense
is
it?
like you can give cement to,
Anyone who has a house.
Can.
but like, you can also give it to parks and recreation.
You can. You know what would be a good thing to check on? Building permits. Like the city of Oaks has building permits. Like if you're gonna pour 50 yards of cement, you need a building permit.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's
Like-
expensive.
No, but that'll give you an idea of how many people are using your product on a yearly basis in the city of Oaks. There you go. As you go through and you identify your target market, are those needs being met? It's tough to pour cement when it's freezing outside. So is there
It's
any?
kind of seasonal.
So it's a seasonal concern for you.
Oh.
So what are you gonna do in a time where you can't pour cement? That's something to consider. Is there other ways to take the products that you already have on hand and diversify things? Some of them will be, you can do indoor cement, you know what I mean? But is there other things you could potentially do?
Right.
That's something you'll have to answer. If you're the only business of that kind in this area, you can expand your market reach. So if you're the only health food store in Oaks,
Charge higher prices.
yeah, you're the only one servicing that particular need. So once you build up a customer base, you can raise the price up. Is there any competition? What is the nearest competition? Is it in Fargo? Is it in Aberdeen? Is it in Lisbon? I don't know. That's something you gotta do some research on and figure out. Is there anybody else in a 100-mile radius that sells the thing you sell, that does the thing you do? Because 100 miles isn't that far anymore, realistically. Unless there's a charge that accompanies that.
I feel like $1 a mile would be a good, 20 miles out. I guess it depends on how efficiently you're using fuel.
It depends on what your competition is. If there's a cement company in Lisbon, and they don't charge anything to go to Gwinner, and you charge something to go to Gwinner, they're probably gonna get the business.
Well, like a certain radius would be good, but then after that radius, you know,
Exactly, but that's the thing that you have to determine, how far is that radius? If you're the only one that has that type of business, obviously you're going to have the majority of the market share, but let's say you're having business, let's say I know there's gotta be another doggy daycare, there's gotta be another pet boarding spot in the area. So who else is your competition? You have to do some identification of them. And then how much is it gonna cost? And if you go to one of these stores in Fargo, so let's say you go and buy one of these bowls in Fargo, it might cost this much money. But the ability for them to get products in Fargo is going to be cheaper than it is for you to get products into Oaks.
So should I go to their company and see?
That'd probably be a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Again, providing as much information as possible is the goal of this.
I have a question.
Yes,
What?
Did you copy and paste this?
I did.
Because it says, for more information, see our market research guide for tips and free government resources.
Oh,
I did.
he copied
100%.
pasted it.
Mm.
I'm not even gonna deny it.
He's the teacher, so it's alright.
Anyone have a Band-Aid?
big.
Wait,
Anyone
will
have a
you
Band-Aid?
explain, have you gotten to the size of the primary and target market?
So how many people, who are you trying to target as your market? And then how many of those people are in this area? So let's say your primary market is, for health food, typically it tends to be more female oriented and between the ages of 18 and 50. So you go on the demographics website, you go on the census website and you see how many of those people are around.
Okay.
Oaks and
Do
Ellendale.
you have a
and
Band-Aid?
I don't.
Does anyone have a Band-Aid?
No. I'm sure.
So that's what I mean by that.
Go on.
Hannah, do you?
She's got a tape marker.
That'll work.
But there's a whole bunch of like census data out there that you don't have to pay for, that's free. And then you just kind of got to figure out who your target market is. The other thing you could do is you could ask your mom, how many clients do you have? That'll give
I'm
you.
sure I could like base it or like use them as my clients too.
Well, that's, I mean, again, the people that visit your mom would be the best place to start. And then once word of mouth gets out, you can expand that a little bit.
And I
But it's one of
wanna
those
do
deals
it.
where you can't think of that, I'm gonna have this business and I'm gonna have this many customers, I'm gonna have 5,000 customers when there's not 5,000 people that live within a 50-mile radius.
And it's gonna be at her building, so I can just walk down the road. So,
So,
take it.
Okay, that'll get you,